If you think you need a 700 credit score to buy a home in Houston, you're about to save yourself months of unnecessary waiting. Look, I work with first-time home buyers here in Houston, Texas, and I hear the same myths over and over and over. These misconceptions keep a lot of families from not having home ownership. So today, we're going to clear all of these myths up. So let's talk about myth number one. You need perfect credit. A lot of people think that you need perfect credit to purchase a home. Oftentimes, somebody will reach out to me and say, hey, my credit is not that good. And I'm like, okay, well, what is your credit? And they're like, 640. I'm like, you're qualified to purchase. So for some reason, I don't know where it comes from, a lot of people think that you need a 700 credit score to purchase a home. That is one of the biggest myths. As to buy a home, you typically just need a 500 score. Now, with a 500 score, you're going to have a large down payment, but with a 580 and up, you could purchase a home just as good as somebody who had a 700 score. So the main difference between someone with a 580 score and somebody with a 700 score is that they'll probably have a slightly different interest rate, which may be a lower monthly payment for the person with the higher score. But other than that, you still are able to purchase a home with a score below 700 and as low as 500 if you're willing to put the down payment down. So now on to myth number two. You need 20% down. This has been around since I've been in real estate. And I don't know how many times people come up to me or ask me and say, hey, I know I need 20% down. And I'm like, no, I rarely do loans where someone needs 20% down. A lot of people think that because of conventional loans through big banks usually require that. For a conventional loan, you can go as low as 5% down. For FHA, you can be at a 3.5%, VA, 0%, and the USDA, 0% as well. Now, the difference between these programs, VA is a no money down program for veterans. FHA is a government loan where pretty much they just drop to lower credit scores to be able to help more people have home ownership. USDA is when you're typically outside of the city and you're kind of like in the country or the rural areas. And then, of course, conventional is where you're willing to put 5% down, although they do have programs where you only need 3% down. Real quick, if you're interested in getting into real estate but don't know where to start, I've created an online community called Break Into Real Estate, where I teach you how to become a real estate agent, loan officer, loan processor, or even a real estate investor. I would love to have you in the community. If interested, I have a link in the description to where you can join. I look forward to seeing you. Myth number three. This is also another myth that I get quite often, and that is any debt disqualifies me. The debt that is looked at when purchasing a home is typically going to be installment loans, credit cards, auto loans, student loans, those type of payments. We don't look at things like your rent or your light bill or any type of utility bill. We look at the bigger type of installment loans and type of credit as such as I mentioned. Now, oftentimes people who tend to have a lot of student loan debt, they always come up to me and say, I want to buy, but I got student loans. And I'm like, yes, a lot of people have student loans, and we only use the monthly payment portion of whatever balance you have for your student loans. So it's not like, oh, I have $200,000 worth of student loans. I owe $200,000. I can't buy a house before I pay this off. No, we look at what your monthly payment is, and then we calculate that into what we call our debt to income ratio. So based off the income you make and the monthly payments of your debt is what we look at. So you can have an auto loan, you can have student loans, you can have credit cards. That does not disqualify you from purchasing. What it can do if you have a lot of those type of debt, it can kind of lower the amount that you're approved for, but you still want to give it a shot, and you don't want to think, oh, because I have these student loans or I have this $800 car payment, I can't buy a house. That is a myth and it's not true. And you definitely want to go out and try to get approved for what you can get approved for before just kind of blocking yourself from being able to take any type of action. So now I want to talk about myth number four. Checking my credit is going to hurt my credit. This is completely false, especially when you are in the process of searching for a home mortgage. A lot of people think that if I try to get qualified with this lender or this lender, that I'm going to keep hurting and dropping my credit score. Well, it's good to know that within 45 days, you can get your credit pulled by multiple lenders and it only counts as one inquiry. So don't ever think that, oh, if I apply with you, or I don't want to do an application till I'm ready, or whatever may be that's stalling you from having your credit ran to purchase a home. will lower your credit score. So you don't want to think that. And you also can check the net and get your own soft inquiry. You can download your free credit report just to kind of see where you're at credit wise before even reaching out to a lender, just so you can kind of know what you're looking at to if you need to improve or whatever that may look like. And finally, the last myth. A lot of people think that they need to pay off something or close accounts or close credit cards so that they'll qualify or have a better credit score. And that is simply not true. You want to have a long history of your credit. So you actually want to keep these accounts open. And sometimes a lot of my clients open new credit or secured credit to increase their credit score. So thinking you need to close your credit, don't do it. Keep all accounts open. You want them to be in a good balance, a great utilization. And that's pretty much what you're looking for when you're looking to keep your credit score or build your credit score up. So if you're interested in knowing what your credit is or just getting pre-approved to purchase a home in Texas, I have all of my information in my bio as well in the description of this video. You can also set up a free consultation by clicking the link below. Look forward to working with you.